In this practice, there are different ways you can train your attention. One of them is cultivating one-pointed awareness through concentration. This is a willful form of practice that is about gathering your attention. Another way that we practice is to cultivate this sense of non-judging awareness, this sense of mindfulness. More of an open awareness where you can perceive not only what is happening as it's happening, but you can increase your capacity to be aware of your relationship to what is happening. And here you become more aware of the stream of your experience, the stream of constantly shifting sensations, the stream of changing states of mood or emotion, awareness of the stream of the narrative, of the different thought forms that come and go, and here even to be aware of changing states. And yet a third way you can train your attention is into a sense of deep allowing, into an inquiry into non-manipulation, of simply resting in presence. One way I like to think of this as is focus and flow and let go. For our instructions this morning, I'll be offering some guidance and some language that will explore the span from focus and concentration to more of mindfulness and awareness of flow, and an invitation toward the end of the meditation to explore this quality of allowing and surrender. You may find it helpful as you settle in to very gently let your body sway a little bit from side to side. Scan your posture and just sensing where you find the midline, kind of the plumb line. And you might invite your torso to move a little forward and back. And finding a place that feels in alignment for you. Cultivating this posture of both deep relaxation and a quality of alertness. And to help cultivate this sense of awareness in the here and now, you might like to deepen and lengthen your breath. Perhaps to inhale slowly to the count of 4 or 5. And gliding directly into the exhalation to the count of 4 or 5. And for the next few rounds of breath, you might willfully slow down and deepen your breath, matching the length of the in-breath with the length of the out-breath. And you might also explore what it's like to smooth out your breath. Let the breath be smooth and continuous and feel the inner effect. And as it feels right for you, you might release now all control of the breath and shift your attention to observation of the breath. Feel the breath effortless and free-flowing. And deepening this sense of intimacy in the body here and now. You might feel your forehead smooth. And could you relax or soften the little muscles around your eyes? And could you allow all expression to fall away from your face? And perhaps to explore if it's helpful to add a slight smile at the corner of the eyes or at the corner of the mouth. And could you relax the tongue? Let the tongue fill the lower jaw and sense down through the root of the tongue. Feeling the mechanism of the jaw relaxed, soft. And can you feel the weight and the volume and the length of your shoulders and arms? And you might take some time to let awareness flow into the palms and fingers and thumbs. Just sensing, feeling. And sensing to the lower back and the buttocks, the belly, the lower abdomen, and the floor of the pelvis. And feeling the volume, the weight, the length of the legs. The tops of the feet and the toes. And the soles of the feet. Relaxed and at the same time alert. And escorting your attention to an anchor for this meditation. Perhaps to the movement of the breath. Perhaps to open to the vibrations of sound. Or you may find it helpful to draw your attention to the palms of the soles of the feet as your anchor. Exploring how intimately you can be with your anchor. In that moment of waking up with the mind far away, gently escorting your attention back to the experience of here and now. And when you wake up with the mind far away, notice how gently, how compassionately you might notice and then take some time to re-arrive. What could relax? What could soften? Opening again to the intimacy of here and now. Noticing how intimately you can feel the breath on the inside. How intimately you can open to the vibrations of sound. How intimately you can sense the aliveness on the inside of pulse or tingling, the subtle movement of energy, heat, coolness. As you relax, as you arrive, you may notice this natural arising of who you are as the awareness of what is changing. The flow or the stream of your experience. The flow of sensation, of thought forms, of moods, even different states like weather systems coming and going. And you might explore this sense of re-arriving. And then in your own way, letting your awareness widen and broaden. Opening to this sense of who you are as the observer, as the one who is aware. This quality of non-judging awareness. At any time, you can begin again to escort your attention back to your anchor, to explore how intimately you can experience the moment in the senses. And as you continue in your practice, if there's any particular tangle that's present, strong physical sensation, or a predominant emotion or mood, you might take some time to move closer into investigation, exploring with this quality of curiosity and non-judging awareness. Exploring this sense of noting what is happening as it's happening. Noting as well your relationship to what is happening. If there is any subtle movement toward an experience or a pushing away, or perhaps a quality of allowing, a quality of being with. the practice of focus or concentration is a gathering of attention in the here and now. It's a willful quality of calling your attention back. Opening your awareness to the sense of flow, of change. And develops your capacity for non-judging awareness. To cultivate this sense of who you are as the one who is aware. A third quality to explore is cultivating your capacity to be, to rest in presence. And you might again just sense inside, the forehead smooth, muscles around the eyes soft. Relaxing the tongue, the jaw. Feeling the weight and the volume of the arms and hands, thumbs and fingers. And could you relax or soften through the lungs and heart, the lower back and belly, the pelvis and buttocks. And the legs and feet. Is there anything that could relax or soften right now? Is there anything that could let go right now? And if you like, you might explore this quality of effortless awareness. In the absence of trying to make anything happen. Aware of what happens all by itself. Allowing, spacious, letting be. as you sense through the body and the mind. Is there anything that could relax or soften right now? Is there anything that could let go right now? Is there anything that could relax or soften even more? Is there anything that might let go even more? wanted to offer just a quick comment before we take any questions. I was sharing in one of the small groups how there's a story of someone who announced to their meditation teacher that they were quitting. He said, you're just so full of inconsistency, I can't follow you anymore. You'll tell one person to sit up straighter and work harder, and then the next person you're telling them to take more tea breaks. I don't understand. And the teacher said, my teaching is about the middle way. Not too tight, not too loose. And so for those who may be slacking a little bit, I might encourage them to develop more concentration. And for those who are wound up a little too tight, it's very beneficial to relax and be more spacious. And I find that to be a very helpful thing to remember. As you have been relaxing and paying intimate attention to your experience over this retreat, your sensitivity to yourself and your surroundings has perhaps been dramatically enhanced. And there are different ways that you can pay attention. And you may find that if your mind is really scattered or strong emotions, or your mind is wandering to the end of the retreat and so forth, the concentration and focus practices may be what will bring you back. To strengthen your concentration, gather your attention again in the here and now. And you may find that when there is a sense of real intimate presence, then it may be very, very helpful to widen your attention to this sense of non-judging awareness, this quality of mindfulness. And there may be times during this day, as Tara offered her invitation last night, times when you might just drop the effort and sense what it's like just to simply rest in presence. This can be a very rich day. There's so much momentum that you've built in your practice. So cultivating that sense of what is happening right now, and how can I be in this moment? So with that, we have a few minutes for any questions or comments you might have.